set for first pitch. Take a look at tonight's pitcher, catcher, battery. 32, Great Scott, starting on the mound. Number 5, Justin Felix behind the plate. This pitcher, catcher, battery is sponsored by the Insert Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Insert Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Three River Road.
What do you say, everybody? Hello and welcome to exhibition game number 3 of the Florence Y'all's baseball season. Not technically the Florence Y'all's baseball season yet, just competition camp. Regular season opens up on May 8th, but we're here in historic Bosse Field in Evansville, Indiana. Rory Tettemer here as your play-by-play commentator, welcoming you to the Florence Y'all's Baseball Network. Another radio game, but glad to have you guys tuning in. I know the last one was very well enjoyed. I know everyone had a good time on that Thursday morning. Here we are a little bit later on a Friday night, 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central here in Evansville, Indiana, but ready for some Florence Y'all's baseball. Nonetheless, Florence will be in their baby blue jerseys with gray pants and their BP caps. And the Evansville Otters sporting some new jerseys, a navy-esque jersey, and they're also in gray pants here at home. Never seen these jerseys from the Otters. It just says Otters across the front. Usually they have their own home whites, and we'll see if this is kind of just a BP or spring training thing for them, or if they'll carry these out into the regular season. First pitch misses outside to Luis Atiles. Starting off the Florence starting lineup will be Atiles at second base. Batting second will be the designated hitter, Sean Lynch. 1-0 misses way outside. Batting third in right field, Hank Zeisler. In the cleanup today, an extra hitter in Zaid Richardson. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Hector Nieves. In the sixth spot at the hot corner, Brendan Bobo gets the start there today. 2-0 misses outside again. Batting seventh, the center fielder, Blazo Sabin. In the eighth spot, the catcher, Michael Quinones. Batting ninth, the shortstop, Eddie Javier Jr., and rounding it out, a rare 10-man lineup today, the first baseman, Sergio Gutierrez. 3-0 offering to Luis Atiles is in there for a strike, a 3-1 count on the mound for the Evansville Otters. Someone we've seen before in Braden Scott, the lefty and southpaw for the Otters. Here comes the 3-1, swing and a miss, a fastball high. All fastballs so far to Atiles. Notably not here, didn't make the trip to Evansville, Craig Massey, TJ Reeves, Stephen Hrustich, Armani Smith. That one misses outside, so a full count walk to start off the game here. Luis Atiles will walk himself over to first. You also have the leadoff runner aboard. That'll bring up Sean Lynch. Sean Lynch draws the designated hitter spot today and bats in the 2-hole after a single yesterday, and also put one on the screws on a line out to left field in yesterday's affair against the Washington Wild Things. Lynch enters fresh off of being drafted in the Frontier League draft just a week ago. First pitch connects outside part of the plate. An 0-1 count to Lynch. The coaches liked what they saw yesterday. Obviously, enough to put him up in the 2-hole today. Atiles with a 2-step lead over at first. That one misses outside, a back pick over to first, nothing going. These Evansville Otter jerseys, like I said, they are a little, just a little off. They're not the same color as their hats. They're more of a dark blue navy. So they're not really the color scheme. That's why I don't know if they would actually bring these into the regular season, and it makes me think they might just be a spring training thing. But maybe it's a new color scheme and they're waiting on hats. 1-2 count to Sean Lynch. Another short lead for Atiles. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Misses downstairs, 2-2. Historic Bosse Field. Obviously, if you tuned into the Y'all's broadcast last year, you know that this was the home of one of the teams from the movie, escaping my mind right now, but it's the Rockford Rivets, or the Rockford Peaches played here. And the Belle Ravine Reeves. I don't know why I can't think of the name. It's Tom Hanks. Luis Atiles takes off. Pitch misses outside. It's a ball 4. Sean Lynch will walk himself over to first. Back-to-back walks to start off the game. Y'alls with runners on first and second, nobody out for the captain, Hank Zeisler. It's going to eat me alive if I can't remember this movie. A League of Their Own. Bang, got it. Runners on first and second for Hank Zeisler. First pitch in there for a strike. I think it's all fastballs so far from the lefty Braden Scott. Gets a first pitch strike there. Achilles over on second. Sean Lynch over on first. No one holding on for Sean Lynch. He's got a big lead. 4-step lead over at first. Here's the 0-1. Ground ball left side. Third baseman Heel comes in on it. Throws a second for one. The relay to first is not in time. Zeisler does a job. Moves a runner just 90 feet away. Now there's one out with runners on the corners. Fielder's choice there. 5-4 on the putout. That brings up Zade Richardson, designated hitter today, kind of acting as an extra hitter. So what I've been told is that the Y'alls may sometimes bat 9 in this game. It's when Michael Quinones, who is the catcher right now, or Sean Lynch, whatever one of them, would go warm up a pitcher coming in. Obviously, one of them has to be the bullpen catcher, so whenever a pitcher needs to come in, if their spot came up in the lineup, they just wouldn't hit. So they could be batting 9 at sometimes, or it could be the full 10 like you'll probably see the first time around. First pitch miss upstairs to Zade Richardson is a 1-0 count. One away, runners at the corners, infield push back. 1-0 ground ball, hard hit down the third base line, and a fair ball to go all the way to the corner. That'll bring in Achilles, rounding second on his way to third as Hank Zeisler. Throw comes in, but an RBI double for Zade Richardson. Y'all strike first here in the top of the first. It's a 1-0 ball game. Zade with a hot shot down the third base line, just a good piece of hitting. Infield pushed back, so all you need to do was put one on the ground, and you would have scored a run. He makes the most out of it and turns it into a double.
The left fielder, number 16, Hector Nieves.
So now runners on second and third, still just one away for Hector Nieves, the left fielder today. Infield still pushed back with one out. That one misses outside, a 1-0 count. Braden Scott returning for another season with the Evansville Otters. Grew up in Bloomington, Indiana. 1-0, big swing and a miss from Nieves. He played with the Dunedin Blue Jays, was not drafted, but was picked up after his 2021 season with the Otters. Made it all the way up to the New Hampshire Fisher Cats, that's AA for Toronto. Played in 23, was then released, returned back to Evansville in 23 for a 4-1 record and a 3.43 ERA. And last season, he pitched to a 5-10 record with a 4.17 ERA with the Otters. 2-1 swing and a miss. 2-2 count to Nieves. Looks like just before the season ended for the Otters, they traded him to York in the Atlantic League to probably get some more innings. He pitched 2 games there for the Atlantic League, 0-1 with a 12.71 ERA. 2-2. Misses upstairs, another full count. I know he did have a few good games against Florence. Lefty-lefty battle here. In a full count, Nieves versus Scott. Runners on second and third and one away. The payoff pitch bounces in the dirt. Third walk of the inning for Braden Scott. That'll load the bases. For Brendan Bobo. Y'all show 3 lefties to start off the lineup here. Hank Zeisler, Nieves, and Bobo. That's the 3-5-6 hitters against the lefty. And so far, 2 of them have reached base. Infield Infield push back. They'll try and turn 2 up the middle. First pitch runs inside off the shoulder of Brendan Bobo. So a wild pitch there, hits Bobo, and a run comes in to score. Y'all's on top 2-0. That's Hank Zeisler who crosses home plate. Bases stay loaded and still just 1 out. Y'all's on top 2-0. That's an easy one right there. Bobo only saw 1 pitch. Hit him right in the shoulder. That'll bring up Blaze O'Sabin. First pitch misses high and outside, 1-0. Blaze dropped down a little bit in the lineup today. I think it's just to get Luis Attile some more at-bats. Blaze obviously usually going to be the top of the order guy for Florence during the regular season. They know what Blaze will give. That one misses upstairs, 2-0. You know, they know Blaze is going to be a 300 hitter, and he's got speed like none other. So it's time to see Luis Attile get some more at-bats. 2-0, runs inside, 3-0. Scott just having a little difficulty. I should say here that it's not currently raining. I mean, it might be a slight sprinkle, but it rained earlier today, so maybe the mound is just a little bit wet for Scott trying to find some footing there. 3-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 3-1. Bases loaded, 1 away. Y'all's on top 2-0. Infield is pushed back. 3-1 pitch. Skies it down the right field line. Brown, the right fielder, heading out there. He runs out of room. Long foul ball. Full count. So if they're playing the infield back to try and turn 2, it's going to be a close play over at first with how fast Blaze is. If he beats it out, then you could count on another run. Here comes the payoff pitch. Called, strike 3, fastball downstairs. Makes it 2 away. And that'll bring up the lefty, Quinones. Backwards K, the first of the day for Braden Scott. 2 away with the bases loaded. Y'all's on top 2-0. First pitch misses outside, 1-0. A lot less active crowd than what we saw yesterday in Washington. 2,500 kids plus. Big swing and a miss there from Quinones. Looks like just a regularly scheduled exhibition game for Evansville. They usually do put up a good crowd, especially on Thursdays. Everyone here in the city of Evansville might come out for that one. Called strike outside part of the plate. I haven't seen too many off-speeds from Braden Scott. It's pretty much been heavy fastball reliant here in the opening inning. 1-2 count, bases loaded, 2 away. From the stretch, here's the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball, slowly rolled down the first base line. The first baseman, Jones, has it and will tag Quinones to end the inning. Y'all's put up 2, courtesy of a RBI double from Zade Richardson and an RBI hit by pitch. It's 2-0 as we head to the bottom half of the first inning. We'll be right back here on Y'all's Baseball Network.
batter of the game, number 1, Ale Conlo.
Bottom half of the second inning, Y'all's on top 2-0. First time we've seen Greg Blackman out on the mound, the right-hander out of Lewis and Clark State. Makes his technical Y'all's debut. His first exhibition inning. First pitch in there for a strike. Second baseman Alon Camus up at the plate. Followed by Graham Brown and Pavin Parks for the Evansville Otters. That one misses upstairs, a 1-1 count. Let's take a look at Greg Blackman. Righty on the mound, stands at 5'10", 195. 25 years of age. Lewis and Clark State College, that's in Lewiston, Idaho. That one misses outside, a 2-1 count. In his collegiate and professional career, he started 6 games out of 67. 2-1 is roped down the first base line. Zeisler's going to have to chase it all the way to the corner. One hops the wall and goes by Zeisler. On his way to second already is Camus. He's going to turn and burn and round for third. Throw comes in, and it's a bullet in time. What a relay from Zeisler and Attiles. A close bang-bang play there over at third. It's a double and tried to stretch it into a triple. But it ends up best case scenario for the Y'alls. Bases are wiped empty and one away.
The right fielder, number 17, Graham Brown.
Nice scoop over there from Brendan Bobo as well at the hot corner. So after that, you kind of just wipe it clean if you're Blackman. Yeah, they got a hit, but you ended up with the bases empty. It's a 1-0 count here to Graham Brown in the righty batter's box. Righty-righty battle here. That one misses outside, 2-0. Working from the stretch with the bases empty. Here's the pitch, misses outside. Now they're calling it 2-1 now, so one of those might have been a strike. Although that last one definitely was outside. Scoreboard has a 2-1 count. No, and I am correct. It is 3-0. That's what the umpire just said. So 3-0 count. That one's in there for a strike. Now it's 3-1. One away with the bases empty. Like I said, Y'all's in there. Baby blue jerseys and gray pants. However, some of them look like they're in white pants. Eddie Javier Jr. over at short. Those are absolutely white pants. It's exhibition play, but sure. Sure, so some white pants, some gray pants out on the field. Either way, the Y'alls in the baby blue jerseys and their batting practice hats. That one was fouled away. It's a full count. Blackman has his sign with a glove right in front of the belt. Here comes the payoff pitch. Ground ball, two-hopper over to Brendan Bobo off his glove. That'll be an infield single for Graham Brown in the gap. Bobo fell down on it. Yeah, that's gonna be a base hit. I think Bobo's got a good enough arm. If he fields that cleanly, it would have been an out. But I don't know. Ball in the gap. I think it's only makes sense to give him a hit versus an error. Obviously, the Evansville scorekeepers also agree with me. Steps in the lefty Pavin Parks. He skies the first pitch he sees high in the infield. Javier and Attiles battling for it. Javier, the captain of the infield, calls it off and makes the grab. There's 2 away. Pop out to the shortstop for Pavin Parks. That's a guy that we've seen a lot last season. Play shortstop, has a very big power bat, and then can also come in the 9th and shut you down with the best of them on the mound. Very good player in Pavin Parks. That'll bring up LJ Jones now, the cleanup hitter and first baseman. That's a new name. This Evansville lineup, off speed in there for a strike. Great spot there from Blackman. 0-1-2 away with a runner on first. Fastball misses outside, 1-1. Y'all's defense straight up. From the stretch. Long hold here from Blackman. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on the off-speed. 1-2. Take a look at that defense for the Florence Y'alls. Out in left field, Hector Nieves. In center, it's Blazo Saban. And right, you've already heard Hank Zeisler. In the infield from third to first, Bobo at third, Eddie Javier Jr. at short, Luis Atiles at second, Sergio Gutierrez at first, and behind the dish is Michael Quinones. Another long hold from Blackman. Here comes the 1-2. The runner takes off, misses upstairs. Throw down to second. It's a good one. Not in time. Tag applied right on the helmet. A pop-up slide there from Graham Brown. Actually probably closer than it looked. Him sliding in and the tag being on the helmet. He could have been going upwards as the tag was applied. He actually would have had a less close play if he didn't use a pop-up slide. It would have taken longer to get that tag down. Either way, now a runner on second, a 2-2 count with 2 away here in the bottom half of the first inning. 2-2 pitch. Ooh, fastball misses just outside. A good spot there from Blackman. Second baseman Luis Atiles now going to shade up the middle. Leaves a little bit of a hole in between first and second. Stretch from the first base side of the rubber. Payoff pitch. Ground ball, hot shot over to Brendan Bobo. Can't corral it. Let's see how they rule that one. Bounced off his glove, and there you go, E5. Another hard hit ball. It's a tough play over there. Just think that one's probably got to be made because it was right in front of him. Now runners at the corners. Graham Brown at third, L.J. Jones at first. It brings up Ray Heel. Another right-handed bat for the Otters. First pitch dealt from Blackman, misses outside. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Off speed. Oof, misses just outside again. Nicely placed there from Blackman. Again, he doesn't usually start. He's not a starter. Wasn't really in college. I mean, the most games he started was with Lewis and Clark. He started a few more. He started more once he got to the professional level. Didn't start any with Tri-City last year, but when he was with Billings last year, he started 9 of 11 games. He said he started just 6 in college, so it's shocking that a professional team then moved him into the rotation. As a starter last year with Billings, he was 4-3 with a 4.17 ERA. 57 strikeouts to 19 walks, so he doesn't walk a lot at all. And that's definitely what Chad Rhodes and company probably like about Blackman. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, laced out towards right field, hanging up for Hank Zeisler, who comes in on it and makes the grab. And makes it a scoreless inning as well. Y'all strand 2 runners on at the corners. A clean one from Greg Blackman. We head to the top half of the second inning. Y'all's on top 2-0 here on Y'all's Baseball Network. Top half of the second inning, always brought to you by Central Bank. Central Bank, founded on the idea that banks can and should be pillars of their communities in good times and in bad. And everything we do and everywhere we serve, we start with you. Y'all's with a 2-0 lead to open up the ball game. They'll try and add to it. It's Eddie Javier Jr. leading us off. That's the 9-10. So Javier Gutierrez Atiles due up for the Florence Y'alls. Braden Scott, the southpaw, still out on the mound. First pitch to Javier, in there for a strike. Braden Scott with 4 walks or 3 walks and a hit by pitch in the first inning. The only hit allowed was Zade Richardson's RBI double. 0-1, roped down the first base line, but foul. 0-2 count to Javier. If you've never seen Bossy Field, behind home plate, it's more of a fishbowl than anything. Circular down the first base line as well, so there's a lot of room actually in foul territory for first base, third baseman to actually get pop flyouts over there. Nothing you can do on that last one, but for future reference. 0-2, off speed, looked good, misses just a little bit upstairs. A 1-2 count. The 1-2 pitch, fouled off his leg. We'll do it again. So again, historic Bossy Field. It's a very old stadium, one of the oldest in America. And it is known because it was the home of the Ravine Bells in A League of Their Own, that movie with Tom Hanks. Centered around the Rockford Peaches, but this was the field that they had their game against the Ravine Bells. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss on the off speed. Javier just ahead of that one. Second strikeout for Braden Scott, one away here in the second. I'd like to say hello to our friends, Zach Jury, our stadium ops manager. Corey Call over at the Wood Bar in Norwood, our field operations manager. We got our partner owner of the Florence Y'alls, Danny Halbrin, also tuning in. Rich Tettemer, my father, tuning in, and I'm sure a bunch more Y'alls fans. Oh, we got Nick Thurling, our creative director as well, tuning into this broadcast. I'm sure Bonnie Thompson is somewhere. She was asking about the game. I'm sure she's tuning in. 0-1, roped out towards right field, well hit, sends Brown back towards the wall. He's trying to track it, and he does, right in front of the warning track. A good piece from Gutierrez. That one had Brown dancing out there in right field. I'd like to say I haven't been there tracking down a right field fly, but I absolutely have. You know, when you're turning both ways, you can't track it fully, and it's really just straight behind you. You're trying to find the best angle to catch it. And you kind of just do a salsa dance out there. Either way, there's 2 away now. Back to the top of the lineup for Luis Atiles, who walked and scored to start the ball game. Big swing and a miss there, down 0-1. From the sideways windup, here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. So a little bit more command here from Braden Scott on the mound. Didn't show much of anything in the first inning. 3 walks and a hit by pitch. That's what ended up hurting him. Here's the 0-2, way upstairs. 1-2. 2 away with the bases empty and the Y'alls on top, 2-0. The 1-2 pitch fouled away. Luis Atiles comes from the Brockton Rocks, I guess you would call them. It was the New England Knockouts last year, who rebranded to the Brockton Rocks in the offseason. But wasn't re-signed from New England/Brockton, and is trying to find a home here with Florence. Fouls that one straight back, and it's out of play. Count stays 1-2. Now, I made this mistake on the broadcast yesterday, or at least not really a mistake. Luis Atiles and Zade Richardson, they played for Team Argentina in Nicaragua. I said they played for Team Nicaragua. Now, they were in the same place, just not the right team. That one's a ground ball down the third base line. Was going to be fielded by Heel, and he looks like he tripped over himself. And it just continues down the third base line into the corner. Luis Atiles will take it and finds himself over at second. He definitely fell on the ground there just a little bit. It goes under his glove on the backhand. Again, it might be that dirt that's just a little slippery. It's not raining right now, but it has been all day. We saw Braden Scott kind of dealing with that earlier in the first inning. Then they went out there and put a bunch of Speedy Dry on that mound. If you guys were looking at a visual, you could see the mound is dark brown besides where Braden Scott would be stepping. That is all light brown. That's Speedy Dry. Think of it as, just sand. To try and shore up that mound there. Looked like he was slipping in that first inning. Nothing you could do about it in the infield. I mean, just too much covered. That one's in there for a strike. A 1-1 count to the batter, Sean Lynch. They'll mark it down as a double for Luis Atiles, even though that's probably a play that I know Heel thinks he could have made. 1-1. Roped down the right field line, but foul. Historic Bossy Field, very similar, not very similar to Washington in a sense, but they're another team that doesn't have any stuff on the concourse, so it's all behind home plate actually, and behind the seating if you want to go get food or go get a beverage. All their bars are behind it. 1-2, swing and a miss, high fastball, top of the zone, and that will end the inning. Y'all strand a runner in scoring position, but still have a 2-0 lead that will carry into the bottom half of the second. We'll be right back here on Y'all's Baseball Network. Bottom half of the second inning. Greg Blackman steps up for another one after a clean first. It'll be J.J. Cruz to lead us off. Blackman stranded runners at the corners. First pitch misses upstairs. Allowed 2 hits, a double and a single. And that double was actually a double trying to stretch into a triple, so he didn't actually start the game with a runner in scoring position. That happened after the single. That one's crushed down the left field line, sends Nieves over to the line, who makes the grab. And there's one away. 2 pitch, 1 out. Efficiency so far from Greg Blackman. That one was hit on the screws. Nice line drive snag there from Hector Nieves, who's been spending more and more time in the outfield than I ever would have imagined. I thought he came in here as a middle infielder, and he has started all 3 exhibition games in left field, center field, now left field again. First pitch, swing and a miss to Mason White, another guy we saw a lot of last year. From the stretch, the 0-1, swing and a miss again, 0-2. Blackman spent 2 seasons in the Pioneer League. In 2023, spent the entirety with Great Falls, the Great Falls Voyagers of the Pioneer League. 3-5 record there, a 5.80 ERA. 19 games appeared, 9 of them started. 0-2, fouled away down the third base line. Then in 2024, he was picked up by Billings. He had a 4-3 record, a 4.17 ERA, 9 games started out of 11 appearances. 54 innings pitched, 57 walks, or 57 strikeouts, 19 walks. Oh, 0-2 pitch punched out toward shallow right field. In comes Zeisler and O'Sabin makes the grab. In the right center field gap, good to see them communicating often. There's 2 away. Brings up our catcher, Justin Felix.
The catcher, number 5, Justin Felix.
It's not our catcher, Evansville's catcher. Y'all's on top 2-0 here in the bottom half of the second inning. Bases empty with 2 outs. First pitch, fastball in there for a strike. So at some point in time, Billings then traded Blackman to Tri-City. And with Tri-City, he appeared in 12 games, all out of the bullpen. An 0-1 record with a 5.71 ERA. That was across 17 1/3 innings pitched. There he had 17 strikeouts to 10 walks. Didn't see Tri-City last year, but we will this year. From the stretch, the 0-2. Fastball dots up the outside part of the plate, but not close enough. 1-2. Good pitch. Actually had a few of the infielders walking in. Doesn't have a strikeout yet. Looking for his first here. The 1-2. Skies it out towards center field. O'Sabin tracking, working towards the left center gap. He's under it and makes the grab. A 1-2-3 inning for Greg Blackman on the mound. He's through 2 scoreless. The Y'alls carry a 2-0 lead into the top half of the third. We'll be right back here on Y'alls Baseball Network.
Florence, right fielder number 13, Zeisler.
Top half of the third inning, Y'alls on top 2-0. Hank Zeisler will lead us off. Zeisler, Richardson, Nieves due up for Florence. That's the 3-4-5 today. First pitch misses outside. Zeisler, fielder's choice, he grounded into, was safe over at first. Actually moved a runner over to third, so he did a job. Still 0 for 1 today. That one's in there for a strike on the fastball. A 1-1 count. Braden Scott still out on the mound. We've only seen a pitcher go a max 3 innings. So I wouldn't be shocked if Braden Scott was out there for his last inning here. Ground ball, hard hit down the first base line, fielded by Jones. He'll run it over himself. And in time, there's one away. 3 unassisted on the put out of Hank Zeisler. As I say that, I do see action in the Evansville bullpen. Who's that over at first base coaching for the Yaws? That's Anthony Guidardo. Relief pitcher that you'll see later today, doing his first base coaching right before he gets warmed up. Be the first time I've seen him as well, so I'm excited for that. First pitch to Zade Richardson, in there for a strike. Zade with an RBI double in the first inning. Has one of 2 Yaws hits, both of them doubles from Richardson and Atiles. 2 of the members of Team Argentina this past winter. 0-1, big swing and a miss, 0-2. Yaws on top 2-0 over the Evansville Otters here on a Friday afternoon, 7:15 Central Time, 8:15 Eastern. We appreciate any of you Florence Yaws fans tuning in. 0-2, misses upstairs, 1-2. Now you're having dinner with your families, you turn on the Yaws radio broadcast. Maybe a drink of your choice, have yourself a good Friday night. Hard hit over to the second baseman, a line drive made by Camus. Good piece right on the screws from Zade Richardson, nothing he could do about it. There's 2 away. Brings up the lefty Hector Nieves. Walked with Stranel at second in the first inning. Really looking for him to make some solid contact on anything. He's hit the ball far. He's had a couple long flyouts. He seems like he can carry some power. He stands at 6'2" in the lefty batter's box. He's drafted by the Astros for a reason. 0-1, misses outside. He's got a little bit of Juan Soto in him. You know, obviously both lefty hitters. Whenever a ball comes through, he doesn't do a Soto shuffle, but he shakes his head no, knowing that it's not a strike. The 1-1, swing and fouls it off his leg. 1-2. Two away with the bases empty here in the top half of the third inning. Sideways windup, 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Braden Scott, a clean 1-2-3 in his third inning of work. Just a few troubles in the first inning, otherwise he's been very good for Evansville. We head to the bottom half of the third. Y'all's carry a 2-0 lead. We'll be right back here on Y'all's Baseball Network. bottom half of the third inning. Greg Blackman back out for another inning of work. Y'all's on top 2-0 over the Evansville Otters here on a Friday night at historic Bosse Field. No one warming up in the Y'all's pen, but I would assume Blackman would only go the 3 that all the other starters have in this exhibition game. 1-0. This is just a little bit outside. 2-0 count. Two-0 pitch in there for a strike. Nice off speed there from Blackman. We've been diving into Blackman a little bit here. So went to Lewis and Clark State, spent 5 years there. That's NAIA ball. Had a very good career at Lewis and Clark. It's a ground ball, 3-hopper over to the shortstop. Long throw to first is in time. That's Eddie Javier Jr. with a nice play. It was to his right, and normally that'd be a backhand play, but he got all the way around it and opted for a throw on the run. Took a weird hop. If you guys could see this Evansville infield grass, it's definitely not what it's been. It's got some dry patches. Most certainly not in midseason form. So they're still working on that. They got about a week. About a week before, everyone can actually see that. There's one away. 6-3 on the put out there. Circle back to the top of the order. Camus comes up to the plate. First pitch misses upstairs. At Lewis and Clark State, look at this. 5 seasons, a 16-4 record, and a 2.95 ERA. He was lights out. That's only 6 starts, but 67 appearances overall. 176 innings pitched. 189 strikeouts with 54 walks. That one's in there for a strike. Doesn't have a single walk today. Still looking for his first strikeout. Here's the 2-1. Skies it up. Out of play. 2-2.
Overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it.
Camus steps out of the box and then steps back in. Blackman from the stretch has his sign, the 2-2. Ground ball hard hit down the first base line. A snag from Gutierrez, and he'll tag the bag himself. There's 2 away. 3 unassisted. That'll bring up Graham Brown. Singled and was stranded at third his last time up.
The right fielder, number 17, Graham Brown.
Still no action in the Y'all's pen. I assume it's obviously just going to be Blackman's inning, but I'm shocked they're not getting someone warmed up in case of a quick offensive inning. That one's in there for a strike. But nice for Blackman to get a strikeout in his outing here. Doesn't matter much, but always nice to have a put away. That one's missed outside, a 1-1 count. If he's able to get out of this, it's 3 scoreless regardless. I'm sure he would just like to have a strikeout as well. 1-1 fouled away, 1-2. He'll have his opportunity. Hasn't been able to find that put away pitch yet. Other pitchers you could see today: Jason Bowman, Ross Thompson. I already mentioned Anthony Guidardo. 1-2 fouled away. Michael Barker as well. Be the first time we've seen him in a Y'all's uniform. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Ooh, misses just downstairs. That looked good. 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Popped up first base side. Gutierrez tracking in foul territory. Camped under it and makes the grab. 3 scoreless innings for Greg Blackman in his Y'all's debut here during exhibition play. He looks solid out there. Y'alls have him a 2-0 lead as we head to the top half of the 4th. We'll be right back here on Y'all's Baseball Network.
Pitching change for your Evansville Otters. They call it the bullpen. Now pitching number 50, Ryan Wiltsey. Wiltsey on the mound. Felix behind the plate. Pitcher catcher battery presented by the Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the answer Auto Repair East. Located at 2319 West River Road. Call 812-475-9000.
Top half of the 4th inning, a third of the way through this game. The Y'alls have a 2-0 lead over the Evansville Otters. We got our first pitching change here for the Evansville Otters out of the Hooves Hangout bullpen. In for Braden Scott, it's Ryan Wiltsey. Ryan Wiltsey, a right-hander that we saw a lot of last season. First pitch to Brendan Bobo is in there for a strike. Final line for Braden Scott, 3 innings pitch, 2 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Really only faced troubles in the first inning where he had 3 walks, a hit by pitch, and allowed those 2 runs. After that was just the double from Atiles in the second. That was the only flaw against him. Ryan Wiltsey from the sideways windup. The 0-2 pitch misses upstairs, a 1-2 count. Again, the Y'alls still with a 2-0 lead. Someone's going to start to warm up now for Florence. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. In and out of the glove of Felix. Throw on to first is in time. Jones had to rush to get there. Still puts away Brendan Bobo. First strikeout for Wiltsey. 5th of the day for Evansville pitching. Brings up Blaze O'Sabin. He struck out looking his last time around in the first inning. First pitch to O'Sabin, in there for a strike. Here comes the 0-1. Popped up behind home plate and out of play. Make it 0-2 on O'Sabin.
That overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best and never regret it.
Again, saving all the Tettemer trivia questions for the regular season when we open up on May 8th in Mississippi. That's when you guys will get your first Tettemer trivia question. 0-2 pitch. Off speed misses outside. 1-2. Maybe I throw you guys a bone if the game is aired on Home Team Network tomorrow. Tomorrow night we're back at home against these Evansville Otters. Off speed misses outside again. 2-2. Sideways wind up the kick, the 2-2 pitch. Fouled first base side, out of play. Felix and Jones going at it, both run out of room. We'll do it again.
Another overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best and never regret it.
Here comes the 2-2 off-speed swing and a miss. Blazo Saban down on strikes. Second time today. Back-to-back Ks for Wiltsey. 2 away here in the top half of the fourth inning. Brings up Michael Quinones, grounded out to first his last time around. Quinones, the lefty hitter. Also a catcher for the Yalls. Throws right, bats left. Fouls the first pitch away. 0-1 count. You don't see many, if at all, lefty catchers. At least that throw lefty. I actually enjoyed them. Whenever I would have a lefty catcher, on a sweeping curveball away, they were able to frame it to the outside part of the zone a lot easier than a catcher that throws righty. That glove was just right on the outside part of the plate. I thought they were able to frame it better, so I enjoyed lefty catchers. Maybe I'm the only one. I'm sure there's someone else out there. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Grounded down the first base line and foul. Wiltsey trying to strike out the side against the Yalls here in the fourth inning. Straight up defense for the Otters. 0-2. Misses upstairs. 1-2. We faced Ryan Wiltsey a lot last year. The 1-2 pitch, fouled straight back. We'll do it again. Three-hour bus trip here to Evansville today. Not the worst, not the best. Was facing a little bit of thunderstorms on our way here. I think 2 instances we were in some heavy rain. 1-2, fouled away. Quinones stays alive. We were, the fool I am, now saying that there was supposed to be rain here all day. There was supposed to be rain happening right now. And I didn't think we would be able to get the game in. And how foolish do I look that here through the fourth, haven't seen anything. Now that being said, it was pouring earlier today. Called strike 3 on an off-speed that catches the inside part of the plate. Nice backdoor slider there from Ryan Wiltsey. He strikes out the side, and the Yalls go down scoreless. Here in the fourth, they still carry a 2-0 lead into the bottom half. We'll be right back here on Yalls Baseball Network.
Our fans, Evansville Otters and the Frontier League are excited to bring you the Frontier League Network this year, a brand new streaming service from Home Team Network. From now until May 7th, you can use code FL Earlybird 2025. That's FL Earlybird 2025 for 20% off a full season subscription. Visit EvansvilleOtters.com for more information. And now it's time to show us your best smiles
Bottom half of the fourth inning, Greg Blackman still out there for the Florence Yalls. Yalls on top 2-0 over the Evansville Otters. The three-hole hitter, Pavin Parks, will step up to the plate. Popped out to the shortstop his last time around. First pitch misses inside. Someone is warming up for Florence. Right-handed pitcher. 1-0, misses upstairs, 2-0. This would be the longest that a starter has gone for any Florence pitcher during this exhibition series. Here we are in game number 3. Sean Gamelin only went 3. Eli Magic only went 3. 2-1 count. Off speed in there for a strike. Pavin Park's a big lefty hitter. 2-1. Check swing down in the dirt. Doesn't go around. 3-1. Still working from the stretch. The base is empty. 3-1 pitch. Fastball catches the top of the zone. A full count now. I really can't put a finger on these Otters jerseys. They must just be old. And they're using them for spring training. I don't know why, but maybe still just trying to get some use out of them. Don't want to put any dirt on the official uniforms. Off-speed misses just downstairs. Looked good again. First walk issued by Greg Blackman. Leadoff runner aboard for Evansville. That'll bring up L.J. Jones. Reached by an error from Brendan Bobo back in the first inning. Bobo over at third. First pitch, skies it out towards right field. Zeisler working towards the track. He's under it and makes the grab. There's one away.
The third baseman, number 21.
A lot of soft contact here. Parks with a 2.5-step lead over at first. First pitch misses upstairs to Ray Heel. Pavin Parks has a stolen base opportunity. Does got some wheels on the base paths. I remember that. That one's in there for a strike. 1-1. I would call Pavin Parks the best player here on the Evansville Otters. I mean, he could do everything. He could pitch, hit with power, speed, simply does it all. Play a good shortstop, swing and a miss there. 1-2. He's out of Akron, Ohio. Three-step lead over at first for Parks. Creases to 3.5. Leaning back towards first, doesn't go. 1-2, skies it out towards right field. A line drive, Zeisler can't get to it. It bounces one hop in front of him. Zeisler a bullet over to third. That'll hold Parks at second. Runners on first and second with one away. One out single for Ray Heel. Brings up J.J. Cruz. And here comes Chad Rhodes, field manager for the Yalls, and that'll do it for Blackman. Florence will head to the pen here in the middle of the fourth. The night is over for Greg Blackman. 3 1/3 innings pitched. And we'll have a new pitcher when we return here on Yalls Baseball Network. Pitching change for the Yalls, always brought to you by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken. Lee's always fresh, never frozen. With the new wing coming into the game, pick up the best wings in the tri-state area, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken. The new pitcher, a righty, Jason Bowman, enters the game with runners on first and second and one away. The batter will be J.J. Cruz. Unofficial line for Greg Blackman. 3 1/3 innings pitched, 3 hits. Hasn't allowed a run yet. He is on tap for both runners on base. 1 walk and no strikeouts. First pitch, fastball misses outside. We saw Bowman back on Tuesday in the exhibition game against Washington at home at Thomas More Stadium. Working from the stretch with runners on first and second. 1-0. Off speed misses downstairs. Bowman's a pretty coveted pitcher here. He comes from two seasons with LSU where he didn't appear, redshirting, and then he transferred over to Oklahoma. So, I mean, he was a Tiger with LSU and then a Boomer Sooner with Oklahoma. Two very good baseball schools. Hard hit over to the first base off the runner at first, Ray Heel, who is down immediately. That's going to be a dead ball, and Ray Heel will be out, and they're going to return Parks back to second. Man, oh man. Have not seen a lot of that. Heel immediately walking off on his own power. It might have hit him in the arm. He popped back up. I mean, I thought he was going to be down for a minute. That was a hot shot from J.J. Cruz. Works in the Y'all's favor. That probably would have scored a run. I don't even know how to rule that. Fielder's choice, I guess. Fielder's choice, and J.J. Cruz takes over at first. So runners still on first and second now with 2 away against the lefty Mason White. Ground ball off his leg. Foul ball, 0-1. So again, pitching with Oklahoma and then pitching with LSU. Like I said, he didn't appear with LSU, so those seasons technically don't count. And just 1 season with Oklahoma in just 3 games, inning and 2/3 pitched, 16.2 ERA. So again, still didn't pitch much with Oklahoma. He did play with Glacier out in the Pioneer League last season after he finished up with Oklahoma. 5 1/3 innings pitched. That's 4 appearances and a 16.88 ERA. Allowed 10 runs in 5 1/3. 5 strikeouts to 7 walks. Really, his best season came in summer ball when he was playing in the Prospect League with Lafayette, 19 years old in 2019. A 7.46 ERA across 25 1/3 innings pitched. That's 13 appearances with 3 starts. The 0-1 pitch, fouled away again. 0-2. It's an interesting one because, like I was saying before, I mean, in his collegiate career, didn't do much. Didn't do much in the Pioneer League, but his numbers kind of replicate what Chad Rhodes looks for. More strikeouts than walks. 51 Ks to 32 strikeouts. The 0-2 pitch misses downstairs. 1-2. As long as they have positive strikeout to walk ratios, usually a good chance that our field manager, Chad Rhodes, will like them. Kent Kleiman, the pitching coordinator, will like them. Just means that they throw more strikes than balls, which is obviously always what you want to do. Here comes the 1-2. Off speed, called, strike 3, beautifully placed, a backdoor slider there. Nice job from Bowman to get out of that. Strands runners on first and second, and will give the Y'alls still a 2-0 lead, taking it into the top half of the 5th inning. We'll be right back here on Y'alls Baseball Network.
Your Southwest Graphics Evansville Otter Bells.
Shortstop number 10, Eddie Javier Jr.
Top half of the fifth inning. Bless you to them. Man who just sneezed right beneath my mic. First pitch misses downstairs to Eddie Javier Jr. Y'all's on top 2-0 here in the top half of the fifth. Ground ball to Hopper. Over to the shortstop. Long throw to first is in time. Scooped up by Jones. 6-3 on the put out of Javier. One away now for Sergio Gutierrez. Jason Bowman did a great job getting out of the jam set there from Greg Blackman. Keeps Blackman with a scoreless outing, 3 1/3 scoreless. 3 hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts. That strikeout to end the inning was the first strikeout from Florence pitching so far tonight. Looks like another new pitcher on the mound for Evansville. Off speed in there for a strike. Now it's a lefty, so Sergio Gutierrez will bat from the right side. Ryan Wiltsey did his job. 1 inning pitched. Shutout baseball, no walks, 3 strikeouts. 0-1 misses downstairs. This is Rolando Gutierrez. So Gutierrez versus Gutierrez battle here. Switch hitting catcher Sergio Gutierrez bats from the right side against the lefty. 1-1 pitch, off speed, in there for a strike. Another great curveball there. 1-2 count. Gutierrez flied out to right field his last time up. The 1-2, swing and a miss, bottom of the zone, in and out of the glove of the catcher Felix, but tag applied. There's one away.
That's a terrific strikeout.
Florence has now struck out 8 times tonight. 3 times last inning.
Back to the top lineup with our
There's 4 strikeouts for Braden Scott through 3 innings of work. Now through 2 1/3, or 2/3 innings from Rolando Gutierrez, picks up another strikeout. Brings back up the top of the order and Luis Atiles. Off speed misses high and outside, 1-0. Atiles so far has reached base both opportunities. A walk and scored in the first, and then a double stranded out in second in the second. That one's fouled away. 1-1 count. Y'all's on top 2-0. Thank you, fans, for tuning in here to exhibition game number 3 for Florence. Glad we can get some Y'all's baseball for you guys. The 1-1, swing and a miss. Currently 8:52 over on the Eastern time. Assuming most people in the greater Cincinnati area tuning into this game. Just 7:53 over here. 1-2 pitch misses outside. 2-2 with 2 outs and the bases empty. Y'all's trying not to go down 1-2-3. Would be for the 3rd inning in a row. The 2-2 misses outside with a fastball. Payoff pitch misses downstairs. Luis Atiles, top of the order, doing a great job. Reaches base in all 3 plate appearances, 2 walks and a double. That'll bring up Sean Lynch. He's 0 for 1 with a walk in the first. He struck out swinging his last time around. Sean Lynch trying to crack a spot here on this Y'all's offense. Primarily a catcher, but I've been told he could play the corner outfield positions as well. Makes himself just a little bit more desirable if he could play more than just one position. From the stretch, here's the 1-0. Misses inside, 2-0. Big hole between second and first. 2-0 pitch, fouled away, 2-1.
An overhead foul ball brought to you by
Rolando Gutierrez
Choose the best and never regret it.
out of San Cristobal, Dominican Republic, played last year with the Augusta Green Jackets. Big fan of the broadcaster with the Green Jackets, Noah Adcock Howarth. Broadcasted alongside him before. It's a 3-1 count. Runner on first and 2 away. 3-1 pitch. Misses outside. Back-to-back walks. Puts runners on first and second now for the captain, Hank Zeisler.
Now batting the right fielder, number 13, Hank Zeisler.
Zeisler today is 0 for 2. Did a great job in the first inning. Moved a runner over to third and scored himself. It was a fielder's choice regardless, but he was able to reach first, broke up a double play, later scored in the inning as well. Runners on first and second. Justin Felix, the catcher, giving some signs out there. Unusual with just runners on first and second, 2 outs. It's not like it's a bunt situation. The 1-0 fouls it away. 1-1. Usually you'll give a sign if there's runners at the corners maybe for a first and third play. Maybe a bunt situation with less than 2 outs. Just an unusual call there. Gutierrez takes a look back at second. Here's the 1-1. Broken bat sent out towards left field. White tracking towards the gap in left center, and he makes the grab, and that will end the inning. Y'alls get a pair of walks, but strand them on the base paths. They head to the bottom half of the 5th inning with a 2-0 lead. We'll be right back here on Y'all's Baseball Network.
Leading off the bottom of the 5th for your Evansville Otters, number 5, Justin Felix.
Bottom half of the 5th inning. Bowman back out there for the Y'alls. Y'alls with a 2-0 lead over the Evansville Otters. Justin Felix, George Khalil, and Elaine Camus due up for the Evansville Otters. First pitch misses upstairs, high and inside. And that'll back off Justin Felix. He flied out to center field his first time around. Y'alls with a 2-0 lead here in the bottom half of the 5th. 1-0 off speed. Misses at the top of the zone. Very well placed. Bowman working from the stretch with the bases empty. 2-0 pitch. Off speed misses downstairs. Low and outside. 3-0 count to Felix. Doing the catching today. No one warming up in the Y'all's pen. Should be Bowman's inning here. 3-0. Catches the top of the zone in there for a strike. Very cool scene here at Evansville. The midpoint of this game, called it the turning point, was kind of a light show here. The lights were flickering on and off, moving around. That one's in there for a strike. Full count now. It's kind of cool seeing the lights do that in person. You can see some Major League Baseball teams doing that for their closer entrances and whatnot, but I was not expecting that from the lights here at Evansville. The payoff pitch. Check swing goes all the way around. Jason Bowman comes all the way back for the first put away here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. His second strikeout, back-to-back strikeouts if you count last inning as well.
The shortstop, number 6, George Khalil.
Brings up George Khalil. He grounded out to short his last time around. A great play from Eddie Javier Jr. Again, it was to his right, which normally would mean for a backhand. But he was able to get all the way around and then make a nice throw on the run. That one's in there for a strike. Eddie Javier Jr. is looking to be the all-starting shortstop this season, filling the shoes of Alberti Chavez and Ed Johnson from last year. Those two played short the most. 0-1 misses way outside, goes all the way to the backstop. Quinones has done a very good job catching today. That was the first pass ball I could think of. Here comes the 1-1. Misses downstairs, 2-1. Let's go through the defensive alignment here halfway through the game. Still out in left field, it's Hector Nieves. Over in center field, Blazo Sabin. In right, it's Hank Zeisler. In the infield, Brendan Bobo at third, Eddie Javier at short, Atiles over at second, and Sergio Gutierrez at first. That one's fouled away, 2-2. Michael Quinones behind the plate, and now Jason Bowman on the mound. Still to pitch today, we have Ross Thompson, Michael Barker, and Anthony Guadardo. Two-two pitch, swing and a miss, bottom of the zone. Jason Bowman in his bag right now. 3 strikeouts in a row, 2 to start off the inning. There's 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. As our creative director, Nick Thurling, would say, knuckles deep in his bag. Anyone above the age of 30 years old has no idea what I'm talking about. He's doing very well right now. Y'all's on top, 2-0. Big swing and a miss by the top of the order, Camus. Camus 1 for 2 today. Tried to stretch a leadoff double into a triple, was banged out over at third base. Bowman has his side come set, glove at the belt, the 0-1. Runs inside. Nice sweeping slider there. David H. 1234. Glad to see y'all's baseball is back. Is that David Halbrin? Don't know. That's the only Dave H. I could think of. Son of Danny Halbrin and the Y'all's Director of Player Procurement last season. If it is David Halbrin, he's joining us all the way from the Dominican Republic, where he is currently with just the Athletics, not the Oakland Athletics, not the Sacramento Athletics, the Athletics. Got a great job there in the Dominican Republic. Congratulations to him. And again, I don't know if that is him. If it is, congrats. I'm sure he's having a great time. There he says, sure is. Perfect. Might have a pina colada in his hand over there in the Dominican Republic tuning in. I know I would. Here comes the 1-2. Bounces in the dirt, 2-2. I'm sure we got both David and Danny tuning in right now. Jason Bowman trying to strike out his 4th in a row. Bases empty. Bottom half of the 5th inning with 2 away. 2-2. Skies it out towards right field. Well hit. Sends Zeisler back with room. He makes the grab. And that will end the inning. Jason Bowman looking very good out on the mound. He's through an inning and 2/3 scoreless. The Y'alls carry a 2-0 lead into the top half of the 6th. Looking for some more offense. We'll be right back here on Y'alls Baseball Network.
We've got 2 passing chefs ready to build an artisan BLT. First, our contestants will spin around about 10 times and then build their sub. Once the sub is built, they will run it to their honor bells and keep all the ingredients inside the sandwich. First one to complete their sub and hand it off to their honor bell wins a coupon for Jersey Mike's. On your mark, get set, go! Looks like Simon won that one. The only way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar, made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the only way to get it is at Jersey Mike's, because authentic ingredients make a sub above. Now located at 939 North Burkhart Road in Evansville. Let's hear it for Simon.
Good job, Simon. I don't know about anybody else, but I can go first and do my stuff right now. Now pitching for your Evansville Otters, number 27, Alex Valdez. Valdez on the mound. Low legs behind the plate. Pitcher catcher batter is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your batter needs at the Answer Auto Repair East. Located at 2319 West Freedom Road. Or call 812-475-9000. Leading off for Florence, pitcher number 9, Zade Richardson.
Top half of the 6th inning, Y'all's on top 2-0. Zade Richardson steps into the batter's box. New pitcher on the mound for the Evansville Otters. Alex Valdez, right-handed pitcher, off-speed in there for a strike. Valdez in to relieve Rolando Gutierrez. 3rd straight inning with a new pitcher for Evansville. Here comes the 0-1. Misses outside. 1-1. Alex Valdez, 6'2", 200 pounds. Las Matas de Farfán, Dominican Republic is where he's from. Spent last year with the Evansville Otters. I don't know if that's close to Dave Halbrin over there in the Dominican Republic. The DR. Two-one count to Richardson. 2-1 pitch, sawed off. 2-2 count. Scott Wise with a question here. Who was the best prospect in Tennessee while you were there? Scott, that would be Pete Crow Armstrong, is who I'd have to say. Pete's lighting it up in Major League Baseball right now. Ground ball up the middle, a slow roller, fielded by Khalil. Throw on to first. In time. Great play there from Khalil. Throw on the run, sidearm. Able to retire Richardson. Yes, Scott, I would say Pete Crow Armstrong was there pretty much the entire 2023 season. Cade Horton was a very good pitching prospect. He was the reason we won the championship there. Not one of the reasons. I mean, he was just a solid pitcher for us during the playoff runs. But yes, PCA is crushing it. Matt Shaw was very good. He was another reason we won. I saw them all. I saw all their big guys. I mean, Owen Casey was there. Ground ball, slow roller over to the second baseman, Camus. Throwing to first is in time. That'll retire Hector Nieves. Yeah, Matt Shaw, Owen Casey. They have a good guy right now, Moises Ballesteros. He's in AAA now. Cade Horan, no doubt the best pitcher. A lot of the guys there. Daniel Palencia, he was throwing 100 out of the pen for us. Luke Little was very good. If you're a fan of the, I'm sure many of you are not fans of the Chicago Cubs. If you're a fan of their farm system, that's pretty much a lot of their top guys. Kevin Alcantara, the Jaguar. All of them were there pretty much for the run. But yeah, PCA was just the top guy. Everyone knew who he was. Was number 5 prospect in baseball at the time. Scott says he loves that stadium. Scott, I don't know if you knew this, but they actually just abandoned that stadium. So they moved to a brand new one downtown Knoxville. And they're currently having games there as we speak. Although I think the game today was rained out. But a brand new stadium in Knoxville for the Tennessee Smokies. But yes, it was sad to see them leave Sevierville. I don't know what they're doing with that stadium. I know the casinos were taking a bid at it, but right now, gambling is illegal in Tennessee. I don't know if many people knew that. There's no casinos in Tennessee. You actually have to go outside for it. There's sports betting allowed, but you can't gamble. So while there is no gambling, that's a reason for the casinos to not buy it. Hopefully, that leaves some time for a baseball team to buy it and put a team in there. 1-2 fouled away. It's Brendan Bobo at the plate with 2 outs and the base is empty. But yeah, Scott, I got to head over to Tennessee and see them in the brand new stadium. I'm excited for it. 1-2. 2-hopper over to the shortstop, Khalil. Throw on to first on the run again. Makes another great throw, and that will end the inning. Ground outs all across the infield. Some great plays made by the shortstop, Khalil. Put the Y'alls down in order, 1-2-3. They still carry a 2-0 lead as we head to the bottom half of the 6th. We'll be right back here on Y'alls Baseball Network.
Self-service options at Heritage. Now partner of the Evansville Otters, and look up to our Heritage Otter Vision video board. And it's time for the dance cam. Get up, show us those dance moves. Show us that you're excited to be here on this Friday night. Now let's dance. Come on, it's time to dance. That was special. So special moves, now they're going to come. Leading off for your Evansville Otters, right fielder number 17, Graham Brown.
Bottom half of the 2nd inning. Y'alls on top 2-0 over the Evansville Otters. New pitcher out on the mound for Florence. It looks like this might be Michael Barker. It's not Jason Bowman anymore. Can't tell if that's Barker or Guidardo. assume that's Michael Barker. Looks a little bigger on the mound. 1-1, fouled away. So that'll end it for Jason Bowman. Inning and 2/3 of work. Looked very good with 3 strikeouts. Didn't allow a hit, didn't allow a run. No walks as well. Very solid outing from Bowman. Ground ball over to the third baseman, Brendan Bobo. Long throw to first is in time. We got defensive movements all around, so that was actually Hector Nieves over at third. Luisa Tilles moves over to shortstop. Dalton Davis into second base. Hank Zeisler to first. Zade Richardson behind the dish. Looks like that's still the Blazer out in center field. Brendan Bobo over in right field. And then maybe that's Sean Lynch out and left. Quinones and Gutierrez are both now on the bench. One of them might still be hitting. It's a 2-0 count. 1 away. Pavin Park's at the plate. Pops that one up, foul, 2-1. So 5-3 put out of Graham Brown. Scott Weiss chiming back in, talking about some Tennessee Smokies baseball. He says, yes, same here. We've seen so many prospects come through there. Chris Bryant, Nico Horner, Ian Happ. All great prospects. Nico Horner's playing very well for the Cubbies. Ian Happ obviously signed a big contract with them. Can't say the same for Chris Bryant. Chris Bryant did sign a big contract. Not playing well. Not playing at all with the Rockies. 3-1 pitch. It was a called strike. Zade threw the ball down over to the third baseman. It's for strike 3. It's a full count. Here comes the payoff pitch. Called strike 3. Fastball dots up the outside part of the plate. Strikeout looking for Michael Barker. Dotted that one up. There's 2 away with the bases empty. Barker looking good on the mound. First pitch misses upstairs, 1-0. That one misses in the dirt, 2-0. I'll be interested to see if Dalton Davis is hitting today. Davis played yesterday at first base but didn't hit at all. He was DH'd for. That one misses downstairs, 3-0 count. That one's crushed deep out towards left field. Nieves tracking it and makes the grab. And that will end the inning. In front of the warning track and not far enough. Clean inning for Michael Barker, 1-2-3, and picks himself up a strikeout. We head to the top half of the 7th. Y'all's on top 2-0 here on Y'all's Baseball Network.
Your attention, please. Tonight we have to celebrate a couple of early birthdays. 2 very special guests of honor. Celebrating birthdays later this weekend. Sharing the same birthday, in fact. How was that? Otters President John Staley, turning 75 this weekend. Now, our Vice President of Sales, Joel Padville, is turning 60 on the exact same day. If you're curious, may the force be with you. There's your hint of what day that will be. Can we all help them celebrate by wishing them a happy birthday on the count of 3? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to John and Joel. Your Otters are back here Monday morning at 10:05 a.m. First pitch against the Black Sox. Monday is the final exhibition game before our opening day on May 8th. Presented by the Dream Center. our clubhouse manager, Dan Garrett, celebrating this weekend as well. Happy birthday. Now in the pitch for the Evansville Otters, number 43, Griff Hughes. Leading off for Florence, number 6, Blake O'Saban.
Blaze O'Saban steps in. It's the top half of the 7th inning. Yells on top 2-0 over the Evansville Otters. Both runs came in the first. An RBI double from Zaid Richardson and an RBI hit by pitch from Brendan Bobo. That inning saw 3 walks in the hit by pitch. New pitcher out of the mound. It's Griff Hughes, a lefty for the Evansville Otters. Now the 4th inning in a row with a new pitcher for Evansville. Florence has just 2 hits compared to the Evansville 3. That one's in there for a strike. 1-1 to Blaze. O'Saban today is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, 1 looking, 1 swinging. The 1-1 misses upstairs. 2-1. Always good to talk some Tennessee Smokies baseball here with Scott. I didn't know he was that big a fan. Glad to hear it. 2-1 misses upstairs. It's a 3-1 count. Always good to have Florence Y'all's baseball in front of you, though. I'm glad we were able to get something out for our fans that aren't able to attend the game. Obviously not streaming on Home Team Network just yet. We will be soon. 5-pitch walk there to Blaze O'Saban. He'll walk himself over to first. Leadoff runner aboard for the first time since the first inning. That brings up Michael Quinones. I don't know if we'll be on Home Team Network tomorrow. The idea has been floated around to air the exhibition game. That one's in there for a strike. Scott Weiss, a big fan of minor league baseball, he says. That's great to hear. That's why he's paying attention to the Florence Y'alls. Wouldn't it be great if the Y'alls win the Frontier League? And if the prize for winning the Frontier League was you get to be picked up by an affiliated team. Wouldn't that be awesome? Each team playing just to be picked up by a rotating affiliated team that finished last in whatever division. That'd be pretty exciting. The 0-1 fouled straight back. Tennessee, Chattanooga, Dayton, Louisville, and Toledo. So all around the Reds organizations, and then Tennessee and Pensacola, that's Cubs and Marlins. Toledo Mud Hens. Is that the Guardians? Is that the Tigers? 0-2 pitch, cranked out towards center field, drops in for a base hit. Blaze O'Saban's going to turn and burn off for third base. He makes it there without a throw. Quinones with a CNI single. Runners at the corners with nobody out. Nice piece of hitting there from Quinones with 2 strikes. Y'all's threatening here in the top half of the 7th inning. Up 2-0. Toledo's AAA of the Tigers. I think we spoke about this on the broadcast. It makes sense. So Preston Baker, my number 2 this year, when he was in high school, he was the bat boy for the Toledo Mud Hens. So at a time in life, he was a professional bat boy. And now he's the number 2 for the Florence Y'alls. He's from Michigan, so he's a Tigers fan, and that's why he was happy to do that. I did not know Pensacola used to be the Reds. Great ballpark there. Nice on the water. Beautiful, beautiful ballpark. And 1-0 misses upstairs, 2-0. Over there in the, did you call it the Floribama? Near the Floribama in Pensacola, they just had the mullet toss, which is basically you take a fish and throw it as far as you can, as if it's shot put. But you throw it like a baseball. You fold it up in your hand and then toss it out there, and they actually run a broadcast of it. It's pretty cool. I would love to do it one day. 3-0 count here to Eddie Javier. Runners at the corners. Off speed, in there for a strike. Long hold here from Griff Hughes. Has his sign. Takes a look at Quinones over at first. 3-1 pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. Now full count to Eddie Javier. Third baseman is the only one that is in right now. That should be heel over there at third. Everyone else is pushed back. So a ground ball to the right side should bring in a run. 3-2 misses upstairs. Full count walk that loads the bases for Florence. And it brings up Sergio Gutierrez. A walk and a single, 2 walks and a single so far this inning for Griff Hughes. Bases loaded, nobody out. Y'all's already on top 2-0, hoping to extend that. Sergio Gutierrez with 1 grand slam last season. First pitch, off speed, misses upstairs. Florence led the league in grand slams hit last year. Zaid with 3 of them. Hrustich with 1. Gutierrez with 1. TJ Reeves with at least 1. 1-0 swing and a miss. Grand slams aplenty in 2024. One pitch, off speed, misses outside, 2-1. Obviously the most notable grand slams last year were Zaid Richardson's to start off the season in the first inning against Quebec. Launch one off the scoreboard, and then TJ Reeves' walk-off grand slam against Schaumburg. 2-1 misses upstairs, 3-1. Y'all's with the bases loaded here. O'Sabin at third, Quinones at second. Eddie Javier Jr. over at first. Gutierrez at the plate. 3-1 pitch, off speed, misses upstairs. Hughes walks in a run. Y'all's will take a 3-0 lead, still with the bases loaded and nobody out. Still threatening here. What has become another inning of walks. 3 walks and a single so far this inning. Brings us back to the top of the order. Luis Atiles. Felix, the catcher, goes out to talk to his pitcher. Calm him down just a little bit. Atiles is probably the guy he doesn't want to face. He's reached base in all 3 plate appearances so far. 2 walks and a double. Again, the Y'alls now on top 3-0. Their first run since the first inning. First pitch to Atiles. Big swing and a miss on the off speed. Here comes the 0-1. Check swing inside, doesn't go all the way around. 1-1. Late check down to the first base umpire. One pitch way upstairs. Corners are pulled in, middle infield pushed back to try and turn 2. So you'll still get a run if you hit it up the middle on a ground ball. Trade 2 outs for a run there, essentially. Or you just get a base hit and score 2. 2-1 pitch, misses inside, 3-1. Or don't take the bat off the shoulder, try and get the 4th walk of the inning. All of them sound good to me. Everything aside from an infield pop out. Three-one pitch, fouls it away. I guess a strikeout as well. Full count to Luis Atiles. Bases empty, nobody out. Y'all's on top 3-0 here in the top half of the 7th inning. Used from the stretch. Payoff pitch, fouls it away. We do it again. From the stretch, settles in. The kick, the payoff pitch, misses inside. Walks in another run. 4-0 Florence lead, still with the bases loaded and nobody out. 4th walk of the inning. Somebody is warming up in the Evansville pen, but needs to get hot right away.
13, Zeisler.
Hank Zeisler now steps in with the bases loaded. First pitch misses outside. It's 1-0. So Sean Lynch was the 10th batter today, and he might be down in the bullpen warming up someone else. It'd be Ross or Anthony Guidardo. That one's in there for a strike, 1-1. Field manager Chad Rhodes said this could happen. 1-1, misses upstairs. You know what? To me, it looks like Guidardo's on deck, even though this is his spot, or not Guidardo. Lynch is on deck, even though this is his spot in the order right now, where Hank Zeisler is. So a little flip-flop there, just to let Lynch warm up another pitcher. It's a 1-2 count with nobody out. Ground ball up the middle over to the second baseman, Camus. Tag second for 1, relay over to first is in time. They spin the double play, but a run does come in to score. 5-0 Florence lead. 2 away now with the runner still on third.
Backtracking here a little bit, now number 88, Sean Lynch.
So that was a 4-3 double play. You don't get an RBI for that, but it does a job. Brings a run in, moves Gutierrez over to third, and now we go back to Sean Lynch. That one misses inside. Y'all's on top 5-0. They've plated 3 in the inning. Griff Hughes trying to get out of this on his own. 1-0, off speed in there for a strike. Two-one count. Lynch today, 2 walks and a strikeout. 0 for 1 with the 2 walks, the 2 free bags. 2-1 pitch. Ground ball over to the shortstop. Took a weird hop, but Khalil has it. Long throw to first, scooped up by Jones and in time. And that will end the inning, not before the Y'alls plate 3 and increase their lead to 5-0 as we head to stretch time here at historic Bossy Field. We'll be right back here on Y'all's Baseball Network.
All right, fans, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. Stand up, stretch out the arms, stretch out the legs. It's time to sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Here we go. Nicely done. That was some sweet hairline. Back to the classics. And you know while we're at it, let's score some more runs. And with that, leading off the bottom of the 7th for the Otters, number 9.
Bottom half of the 7th inning. It's stretch time here at historic Bossy Field. Y'all's on top 5-0 after plating 3 in the top half of the 7th inning. First pitch misses upstairs from Michael Barker. At the plate is Ray Heel, followed by J.J. Cruz and Mason White. That one's in there for a strike 1-1. 7th inning stretch always brought to you by Beacon Orthopedics. Beacon, one of the largest and fastest growing orthopedic practices in the Cincinnati area. It's no wonder they are the official healthcare provider for the Florence Y'alls. 2-1 count now. Michael Barker, a 1-2-3 inning in the 6th. Out here for his 2nd inning of work. Ross Thompson getting warm in the pen. 2-1 misses outside. Barker picked up a strikeout looking in the 6th. He's got one today. Now misses outside, so a leadoff walk for Evansville.
That's it here. Inside walk. Cafe ball.
That'll bring up J.J. Cruz.
Number 28, J.J. Cruz.
Michael Barker trying to make this Florence bullpen. We saw Michael Barker a lot last year with the Windy City Thunderbolts. Now, with the Thunderbolts, he was in the rotation. So Florence can kind of crack something here with him in the bullpen. Change him into a bullpen piece, a lefty bullpen piece. That'd be really nice. As a starter, 19 starts last year for Windy City, a 3-8 record and a 6.37 ERA. It's across 94 and 2/3 innings pitched. Big swing and a miss there. Down on strikes is J.J. Cruz. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. 2nd strikeout of the day for Michael Barker.
Number 10, Griffin Arnott, coming to play for your Evansville Otters.
Griffin Arnott, a pinch hit here for Mason White. Lefty bat. First pitch misses downstairs. Runner on first with one away. 83 strikeouts, 64 walks last season for Michael Barker. He had some very good outings against Florence. Early on in the season, I mean, he was lights out in one game that I can remember where we just couldn't touch him. So he definitely has the potential to be very good, and if the Y'alls can find something here that, you know, in short spurts out of the bullpen, might be a very good piece for this pen in 2025. And they need a lefty arm. 2-0 in there for a strike. 2-1 count. Pretty fun. Tomorrow is the Kentucky Derby as well as the y'all's final exhibition game. The Kentucky Derby usually goes on at 6:30. Some, give or take some extra things that happen for the Kentucky Derby, maybe 6:45, whatever you say for the race. But in years prior, the y'alls, whenever they played on the same day as the Derby, or in a year prior, sometime before then, they were able to play that on the big screen. So it'd be fun if we were able to play that on the big screen either before or during the game, where you pause and everyone watches the Derby. We are unapologetically Kentucky, so we kind of have to do that. 2-2, fouls it away. That would be that'd be extremely fun for fans to see. And you know what? Personally, I also would love to see it. If I was broadcasting during the game, I wouldn't be able to watch it. This would be a great way for me to actually tune in. What a cool moment that would be for all the fans to see as well. 2-2, swing and a miss, down on strikes. Michael Barker picks up his third strikeout. And Chad Rhodes going to go to the mound and make a pitching change. Looks like that'll be it for Barker. Probably scheduled just, face a few batters. Very good outing from Michael Barker. Keeps it scoreless. Well, he is on tap for the runner on first, but inning and 2/3 scoreless for Michael Barker. He'll give way to Ross Thompson. We'll have the new pitcher when we come back here on y'all's Baseball Network.
Attention please, now pitching for the Florence Y'alls, number 55, Ross Thompson. Now batting for the Otters, number 18, Cohen Wilbanks.
Ross Thompson steps up to the mound for Florence. 2 away here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Y'alls with a 5-0 lead. A runner on first inherited from Michael Barker, who went inning and 2/3, no hits, no runs so far. 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. First pitch in there for a strike. Ross Thompson, a returner into this Y'alls pen. That one's roped out into center field. Drops in for a base hit right in front of Blazo Sabin. Turning and burning on his way to third is Ray Heel. He's in there without a throw. So runners at the corners now with 2 away. 2-out single for Justin Felix. Brings up George Khalil. So now that runner on third from Barker has a chance of scoring there. Kept saying he was scoreless.
Now batting number 6, George Khalil.
So it's an unofficial line for Barker. Ross trying to find a spot in this rotation, or the bullpen, I should say. Once again this season. It's looked very good so far. That one's in there for a strike. Like I said before, the early news out of competition camp was that Ross looked a lot different. I I was being told he was the second coming of Nolan Ryan. He had struck out everyone he had seen when he was facing the Yalls. Looking phenomenal. I couldn't tell you how great the news was. Still doing very well in competition camp. A little shorter than Nolan Ryan, but maybe the same excellence. From the stretch, the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, blows it by him, and there's two. There, that will end the inning. I don't think everyone knew that there was already 2 away. They stayed on the field for a little bit, including Ross. Strands runners at the corners, and we'll head to the top half of the 8th. Yalls with a 5-0 lead here on Yalls Baseball Network.
Leading off for Florence, number 9, Zade Richardson.
Zade Richardson in at the plate, top half of the 8th inning. Yalls on top 5-0. Richardson, Nieves, Bobo due up for Florence, looking to add to their lead. On the mound for the Evansville Otters, Jordy Romero. Richardson ropes this one down the left field line, foul. Got a good piece of it. Just not straight enough there. Just a long strike. Richardson today is 1 for 3, an RBI double back in the first. Lined out to second, grounded out to short his last time up. Jordy Romero, the right-hander, deals the 0-1, a slider cut on and missed, 0-2. Romero comes from the Chicago Cubs organization out of Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Played with the DSL Cubs. That one misses downstairs, 1-2. Yalls with the 5-0 lead, only 3 hits. One of them belongs to Richardson, the other Quinones, as well as Luis Atiles. 1-2, check swing, misses outside. 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Sawed off down the third baseline and foul. Looks like Richardson needs a new piece of lumber there. Broken bat.
Lumber. Lumber at in-house lumber. That broken bat.
Taking a look at the Cincinnati Reds. Hunter Green just finished his outing. Reds up 5-1. Hunter Green, 6 innings of work. 2 hits, 1 run, just 2 walks and 12 strikeouts. Went to 114 pitches. Hunter Green really wanted that last batter to go 6 full innings. Leaves in line for a win with the Reds. Ground ball sharply over to the shortstop Khalil. Long throw to first is in time. 6-3 on the putout of Richardson.
Number 16, Hector Nieves.
Brings up Hector Nieves. Nieves steps in from the left side. 0 for 2 today with a walk. First pitch in there for a strike. So the Reds on top of the Nationals at the bottom of the 6th. They got runners on first and third. Nobody out. 2-hopper over to the first baseman, Jones. Covering is the pitcher, Romero. That'll put away Nieves. 3-1 on the put out there. Brings up Brendan Bobo. Bobo 0 for 2 today, was hit by a pitch. An RBI hit by a pitch his first time around. Reds scored 2 in the bottom half of the first inning. No Nerfy there, no run first inning. Espinal with a double that scored De La Cruz and McLean. In the second inning, McLean grounded into a fielder's choice, where Stevenson scored, made it 3-0. And then in the third inning, Stevenson doubled to left and scored Steer and Espinal. Made it 5-0, and Josh Bell hit a homer in the 5th to make it 5-1. Threatening right now with runners on second and third and 1 away. TJ Friedel at the dish. 0-1 count to Brendan Bobo. That one misses outside, 1-1. Reds currently 17 and 15. Looking to get to 18 and 15. They'd be square in that wild card race. Right in the middle of it. 1-1, ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. Brendan Bobo gets his first hit of the day, and the 4th of the day for the Florence Yalls.
Number 6, Blake Saban.
Blaze O'Saban steps up to the plate. 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored his last time up. TJ Friedel hit a sacrifice fly. Reds on top 6-1. 1-0 count to Blaze. The Yalls on top 5-0 here in the top of the 8th. That one's in there for a strike. 2 away with a runner on first. For everyone wondering, we will be back tomorrow, whether it's on Home Team Network or our YouTube radio stream. I'm assuming we'll probably be on Home Team Network. We'll try and get a radio stream out to you guys. Again, I'm on the radio stream for the season. We'll see if that's, a big thing that everyone needs. They don't want to spend the money for Home Team, which I got to tell you, it's a good investment if you do. Really is, and you're going to get it cheap because there's a lot of discounts that you guys can use. It's already half the price of Flow, and then the discounts make it even worse, or make it even better. Stolen base there for Brendan Bobo. Moves himself into scoring position. 2-2 count to Blaze O'Saban. So it is worth the money, but we'll find out if there's a good portion of the crowd that still needs a radio call. My problem is that Home Team gives you all this new equipment. I don't know if the equipment, I'll be able to get a radio stream out and split the audio between stream and radio. Blaze O'Saban down swinging. That will end the inning. Y'all strand a runner out on second. We head to the bottom half of the 8th. They carry a 5-0 lead. We'll be right back here on Y'all's Baseball Network.
Otter fans, it's time for the Legends Zip, brought to you by Zip Pizza.
Bottom half of the 8th inning, y'all's still on top 5-0. Ross Thompson out for another inning of work. Ross just a third of an inning. Close out the 7th. Allowed a single and picked up a strikeout. At the top of the order here, Camo up at the plate. As I was saying, I just have to have the equipment for home team work on the radio as well, and it's tough to tell if it will be able to split between radio and the actual broadcast stream. So that's all kind of trial and error there. And again, I'm hoping the majority of our crowd will just get the home team network subscription because it's going to be amazing. 5-camera setup, bunch of great graphics, a lot of cool different angles, really good stuff. But we'll see. We'll have to play around with that in the season. That one's skied out towards center field. Sabin, plenty of room. He's under it and makes the grab. Still a long fly out. One away here in the 8th.
Number 17, Graham Brown.
Graham Brown steps in. He's 1 for 3 today, singled in the first. That one misses inside. After Ross will be Anthony Guadardo looking to close it out. So Ross will have this inning clean, and then Guadardo will come in for the 9th. 1-0, fouled away down the first base line. Out goes Zeisler, trying to track it. He slides and can't get it. Runs out of room. 1-1 now. 4 hits apiece for both ball clubs. Why don't we take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard, always brought to you by Maximum Plumbing. When you need residential plumbing repairs and replacements, Maximum Plumbing brings the highest standards and top-notch service. Line drive into left field that drops in for a base hit. 1-out single for Graham Brown, his 2nd hit of the day. That'll bring up Paven Parks. Out-of-town scoreboard, like I said before, the Reds are up 6-1 as they head into the top half of the 7th inning. Padres on top of the Pirates, 5-3 in the bottom of the 6th. Fernando Tatis Jr. left that game early after being hit, I believe, in the hand. So a big-time star in not just the San Diego Padres organization, but all of MLB. Leaves that game due to injury. Padres still up 5-3. Fouled away, 0-1. Parks today is 0 for 2 with a walk. The Dodgers are on top of Atlanta 2-1. They're in a rain delay entering the top half of the 9th inning. Mookie Betts homer to that one, and Matt Olson. Pickoff attempt, nothing going. The White Sox are leading the Astros 4-3 in the bottom of the 8th. Tanner Scott on the mound for the Astros right now. Luis Robert Jr. with a home run. Alexis Diaz. Demis Diaz is his name. Catcher over there. He homered as well in the 8th. Oof, my gosh. The Mariners in the bottom of the 6th are on top of the Rangers 10-0. 18-12 Mariners over the 16-16 Rangers. Mariners playing very good baseball. Great brand of baseball. Cal Raleigh with 2 home runs, including a grand slam in the 5th. That was Jack Leiter Jr. They got pieced around. 8 hits, 6 runs. 4 1/3 inning worked. Brian Wu, on the other hand, 5 1/3, allowing just 1 hit, shutout baseball, no walks, and 6 strikeouts for the pitcher factory over there in Seattle. 2-2 count with 1 away. And a runner on first. 2-2 pitch, fouled straight back. Another lopsided game. The Cubs on top of the Brewers 9-0. 19-13 Cubs over the 16-16 Brewers. Michael Busch homered in that game. He had a grand slam. Pete Crow Armstrong had a solo shot. That's Ben Brown. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, no runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Tyler Alexander started the game, gave up 2 runs. He'll be in line for the loss. Quinn Priester didn't do him any favors, allowed 7 in relief. Mets on top of the Cardinals 6-3. That's never fun to see. New York Mets just doing what they do. Still scrapping out wins, even though their pitching staff shouldn't be good. Here's Clay Holmes. Albeit it's a weak Cardinals lineup. Still doing pretty good against the Cardinals. 3-2, swing to pitch in the dirt. Back pick over at first. In time. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. Ross Thompson and Zade Richardson. The Ohio duo going at it, and that wipes the bases clean. We head to the top half of the ninth. Y'all's on top 5-0. We'll be right back here on Y'all's Baseball Network.
Pick number 2, you were correct. Pick number 2, you're already in mid-season form with the Holy Moly Shuffle by Indiana 811. Pitching for the Otters, number 36, Eduardo Gonzalez. And leading off for Florence, number 71, Michael Quinones.
Top half of the ninth, Y'all's on top 5-0. Michael Quinones fouls the first pitch he sees back. New pitcher out on the mound for Evansville. It's Eduardo Gonzalez. A lot of new pitchers in the game for Evansville. They've had a new pitcher for the last 6 innings. Jordy Romero was able to work out of a runner on second base. Allowed 1 hit. No runs came across, picked up a strikeout. Now Eduardo Gonzalez comes in. 1-2 count to Quinones. Gonzalez, 6'1", $155. Had a good year Arizona. Played with the Arizona Complex League Reds last season. Called strike 3, fastball on the outside part of the plate.
That's a German fair make strikeout.
First strikeout for Gonzalez.
Number 10,
Puts down
Eddie
Quinones.
Javier.
That'll bring up Eddie Javier Jr. 0 for 2 today with a walk and a run scored. Y'all's with just 4 hits. That one misses upstairs. 1-0. That one misses inside 2-0. He'd finished taking a look at our out-of-town scoreboard. Oh my gosh, Pete Crow Armstrong, another home run. We were just talking about him on the broadcast. 2 homers today for Hollywood Pete. 2-0 in there for a strike. Only one more active game. It's the Angels on top of the Tigers. Got a feel for the Angels. Mike Trout to the IL again. They're hoping it's not major. But, you know, that's just an organization over there that's got nothing going for them. Zach Neto with a home run. That one's fouled away. He's kind of their only bright spot right now. They're on top of the Tigers 1-0. Tigers, on the other hand, doing everything right there. 20-12, best record in the major leagues. Two runs inside, bounces in the dirt, and hits Javier in the foot. So a hit by pitch there. Gives him a walk over to first. That'll bring up Sergio Gutierrez. And then the closed games today that have already finished. Phillies defeated the Diamondbacks 3-2. Powered by the long ball from Kyle Schwarber and Max Kepler in the 7th inning. Put them on top 3-2, and then closed it out with Jose Alvarado. That one misses outside. Orioles took down the Royals 3-0. Dean Kramer got the win there. Michael Waka with a loss. Logan O'Hearn with a big home run in the 7th. That opened the scoring. Then a Rivera RBI single made it a 3-0 game in the 7th. 1-0, or 1-0 in there for a strike. 1-1. Yankees took care of the Rays 3-0. Max Fried got his 6th win of the season. 7 innings pitched, 1 hit, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks. My goodness. Braves looking a little foolish for letting the Max Fried looks so far like the AL Cy Young for the Yankees. Ryan Pepio with the loss for the Rays. Just a 3-run home run from Paul Goldschmidt, the only scoring in that game. Take a look at the numbers for the Yankees right now. Kind of incredible from what Goldschmidt and Aaron Judge are doing. Eddie Javier, a stolen base there, but a foul ball from Sergio Gutierrez. He'll have to retreat. Aaron Judge, it is May 2nd, and he's batting .430. 2 for 4, leads the league in home runs. Pretty amazing, but Paul Goldschmidt's hitting .361. I mean, the Cardinals were trying to pay someone to get rid of him last year, and now he's hitting .361 in the Bronx. Hard hit down the third base line and through for a base hit. Sergio Gutierrez delivers with 2 strikes. Runners on first and second and 1 away. Picks up his first hit of the ball game. 5th hit for the Florence Yalls. Goldschmidt hitting .361. And, you know, Judge is incredible. But to hit .430 right now is, is impossible. That's kind of the only word for it. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Blue Jays took care of the Guardians. They won 5-3. Big swing and a miss there from Luis Atiles. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Carlos Santana hit a home run in that game. Josh Naylor a solo shot. George Springer a solo shot. The Red Sox beat the Twins 6-1. Twins really disappointing season, 13-20. Red Sox 18-16, kind of right where they belong. Middle, teetering around 500. Alex Bregman with a homer. Ryan Jeffers with a homer. A couple RBI doubles from the Sox in the 8th. And Jarren Duran RBI single in the 8th. Double steal was on, a called strike. Thrown out over at third. It was Eddie Javier Jr. Gutierrez advances to second. That wipes Javier off the base, caught stealing. Now 2 away with the 1-2 count. to Luis Atiles. 1-2 fouled away. Gutierrez still in scoring position. Now the other finished game was the Athletics taking down the Marlins 6-1. Hard hit over to the third baseman. Great snag from Heel on a line drive shot down the third base line, and that will end the inning. Y'all's threatened with a runner in scoring position, but can't put him across. Still, they carry a 5-0 lead into the bottom half of the ninth. Guadardo in to close it out. We'll be right back here on Y'all's Baseball Network.
Remember, fans, you can slip a line or bank from the comfort of your own home with self-service options at Heritage. Heritage is a proud partner of your Evansville Otters. Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Florence Y'alls, number 17, Anthony Guadardo. Leading off the bottom of the ninth for your Evansville Otters, number 24, L.J. Jones.
Bottom of the ninth, L.J. Jones, Ray Heel, and J.J. Cruz due up for the Otters. Y'alls carry a 5-0 lead, and a new pitcher out on the mound. Lee's famous recipe chicken pitching change. Anthony Guardado enters the game for Florence. First time I've seen Guardado pitch. It's his first time in exhibition play. Be exciting to see the man out of West Covina, California. 27 years old, drafted by the Atlanta Braves in the third round of the 2015 June amateur draft. He was drafted out of high school in California. And his baseball career is a little spotty. He played with the Braves until 2016. In 8 games, he had a 1.17 ERA in 2016 at the age of 18. Then I believe he got injured, and there's not much on him after that since 2016. Throws hard. Gets a lot of velo on the fastball. It looks like at one point he might have been with the Schaumburg Boomers. That one's fouled away. Could see him a little bit on Point Streak, but it'd be weird if that didn't translate into Baseball Reference. And if he played with the Boomers, he would be on Baseball Reference as well. It's kind of odd. 2-1. This is outside. 3-1. I would assume with any hard throwing pitcher, just making sure you have control of it is the aim of the game. 3-1 pitch. Skies it high and deep out towards left field. Evans is chasing at the wall. Blazo Sabin falls in front of it. Stays in the ballpark. On his way to second is LJ Jones. A leadoff double. The balls aren't traveling here. I mean, that was crushed off the bat. Evans and Blazo Sabin were going at it. Blazo Sabin looked like he fell on his way to it. I don't know if that was a full dive. Either way, a leadoff double. Now to bring up Ray Heel. He's 1 for 2 today with a walk. First pitch misses outside. 1-0. Yells with a 5-0 lead, just trying to close it out. High hopper down the third baseline and foul. It's a 1-1 count. Guardado takes a look at second. Pitch misses outside, 2-1. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Fastball connects on the outside part of the plate. 2-2. No radar gun to see how hard he is throwing. Two-two pitch. Off speed, sent down the left field line, well hit. Nieves going back at the track, foul ball. I think some people thought that was a home run, but it was not. Just a long strike. Count stays 2-2. To be fair, I thought that was way foul. Ended up closer than I originally had saw off the bat. Long hold from the stretch. 2-2. Fastball misses way outside, goes all the way to the backstop. Runner moves over to third, now a full count. Runner in scoring position with nobody out. Guardado trying to get out of this. The payoff pitch. Punched out right behind him. He's going to move back. It goes off his glove. Took his eye off the ball, in and out of his glove. That'll be an error on Guardado. No need to even think about that one. Runners at the corners. Nobody out.
28, JJ Cruz.
Guardado, I think Nose should have that one. It's tough going downhill on the backside of the mound, backtracking. Especially if you got a runner at third, you wanted to take a look at him. He took his eye off it. Runner takes off for second. No throw. Now second and third with nobody out. JJ Cruz at the plate. 1 out. Ground ball over to the second baseman, Davis. Bobbles it. Throw on to first in time. Run comes in to score. An RBI ground out from Cruz. Make it a 5-1 ball game. Runner on second moves to third. 1 away
Number 10, Griffin Narda.
with an Otter 90 feet away. That'll bring up Griffin Arnunn. Another lefty to the plate. He's 0 for 3. I'm sorry, he's 0 for 1. Mason White in this spot was 0 for 2 before him. Ground ball. Guardado has it. Running over to first. Flips it over in time. Another RBI ground out. 2 away. And it's a 5-2 game, but the bases are empty. Yells trade 2 outs for 2 runs. They're still up 3. That's exactly what you should be doing. That's 1-3 on the put out there. It brings up Justin Felix. That's an unearned run on that last one. No doubt about it. He reached on an error. Without that, he would have gotten out of the inning with just 1 run. So it's 2 runs, only 1 of them earned. Ground ball foul down the third base line. 0-2. I don't know if Guardado figures to be the closer for the Yalls in 2025 or just happens to get this spot here. Just exhibition, obviously, to see an inning. 0-2, swing and a miss at the high cheddar. And that will end the inning and end the game. Yalls take down the Otters 5-2. They might be doing the trick here of Evansville has 1 more person to throw.
And that will end tonight's exhibition contest.
No. Looks like that'll do it. So the game ends 5-2. Florence takes down the Evansville Honors. We will be back tomorrow for our game against the Honors again at home. You guys can catch that game at Thomas More Stadium. Have some fun with that. But the Florence Yalls have taken down the Otters 5-2 here at Bosse Field. That game, like I said, it should be on tomorrow on Home Team Network. If not, it will be on the radio stream here on YouTube. Stay tuned to our Twitter social media page to figure that out. But either way, I appreciate you guys coming on here to the Yalls Baseball Network. Always good to see a Yalls win. 5-2, highlighted by a 2-run first inning and a 3-run 7th. Only 5 hits for Florence, but again, they were helped out by some questionable pitching there. Just a lot of walks in both innings. 4 walks in 1 inning, 3 walks in the other, plus a hit by pitch. Just 2 innings that got out of hand for the Evansville Otters pitching staff. But you'll take runs any way you can get them. Solid pitching all the way around. Greg Blackman, 3 1/3 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs. Jason Bowman, inning and 2/3, shutout baseball. Michael Barker, an inning and 2/3 of shutout baseball. And then Ross Thompson, an inning and a 1/3, shutout baseball. The only runs came from Anthony Guardado there in the last inning, and only 1 of them was earned. So 2 runs, 1 earned, inning pitched, allowing 1 hit and 1 strikeout, no walks. Good stuff from the Yalls pitching staff. Good stuff all the way around. We'll see him again tomorrow. I think tomorrow's a bullpen game, so you'll see a lot of arms if you come out to Thomas More Stadium. And it should be our food drive tomorrow, so make sure to bring some cans of any food that you can spare to local food shelter. And I believe you might get in if you bring like 2 cans of food. Might be in exchange for a ticket. Either way, go see that on the Yalls social media page. They have, the description of whatever you need to do for that food drive. We will catch you again tomorrow on the Yalls Baseball Network. But signing off for tonight, Friday, May 2nd. If you guys tuned in all the way, glad you did. And glad you guys were able to see a Yalls win. I appreciate you guys spending your Friday night with us. So long from Bosse Field. Y'all have a good night.